I am stuck living with this crazy woman who always has something to say about me. It could be as small as there's a counter not wiped down and she'll say something about it. This woman threatened to slit my... And I have to keep living with her for maybe the next year or 2 years or 3. Nobody knows. Nobody can give me a date as to when my hell will end. Okay, I'm exaggerating. Am I? It doesn't feel like it. Maybe I need to bring it down a notch. I'm gonna walk away and come back in and we're gonna restart this because I feel like I'm too mad. I feel like I'm too energetic and not a good way. Make the landing less painful. Ah! What's up, guys? It's Saturday at noon. I just sent 2 cats flying. It's just a bit. Anyways, I'm all turned up today because that woman finally walked out of the house to drive my bestie to work, which means I have maybe half an hour to get this out of my system before she walks back in. And the vibe in the house just goes from here to... This woman can walk into the room and suck all the joy out of it just by being present. Do you know people like that? My mom was like that. I grew up with that for 17 years and now I'm stuck dealing with it again. All because I love my bestie and I kind of like living here. For some backstory, okay, this video is just going to be about my experience with a narcissistic mother that's not my own, okay? I know people are thinking, Jess, not everyone in your life is a narcissist. Okay, I hear you, but I never speak about the good interactions I have with people. I've probably met thousands of people in my whole lifetime, my 26 years on this earth. I've walked past tens of thousands of people. I've had interactions with hundreds of them, okay? I'm only telling you about the bad ones, all right? I never tell you about the good ones. So no, it's not that crazy to have 5, 10, 15 people that I have something bad to say about, that I had a bad interaction with. I've been in sports, I've been in pageants, I've been in gymnastics, I've been in dance, I've been around all different kinds of mommies and daddies, okay? I've been around weird neighbors, I've been around inappropriate coaches, I've been around so many types of people because of my mom living vicariously through me and making me do all these fucking things that she never got to do that I've seen and heard it all. So don't go down there and be like, oh, another narcissistic mom. Dorkbait's a liar. Dorkbait's full of it. Just wait till I tell you about this woman. You're gonna think, oh my God, how are you still living in this house dealing with that? Well, I'll tell you, it's because I'm a good friend. My best friend owns this house, okay? He bought this house. I helped him get this house. He moved in here 2 years ago. I moved in with him. We've been living together for 5 years because it's rough out there. When you're in your early to mid-20s like us, it's rough out there, okay? It's better to live with somebody because your bills are halved and it's easier. So I'm living with my best friend. I pay rent for my room. I pay half the bills, okay? So I have every right to be here. I've been living here for 2 years and it's been just great, okay? I made my entire room look like how I wanted my childhood room to look like. I'm basically having a second childhood because my first one sucked and I'm just focusing on my mental health getting better when out of nowhere a wrench is thrown right into it. A giant bomb is dropped upon my life. It's like Barbie but the inverse, okay? We had the Mojo Jojo Casa house and Cigarette Barbie has come in and messed it all up. Now my entire loft that used to smell of my beautiful book smells like nicotine. Nicotine, bro. You know who else smoked cigarettes my whole life? Linda. And if that doesn't get my nervous system going the moment I step in the house and I just smell that shit and I'm reminded that she's right there. Now I know what you're thinking. Dang, Jess. Even if this is just your regular, miserable, narcissistic mom, why would she be such an op to you? You know, she's coming into your house where you live. She's gonna show you respect or she'll get thrown out, right? Well, you'd think. You see, there's more to the story than this, as there usually is, and this woman has not liked me since I moved in with her son. Since I moved back here and lived with her son in an apartment before he got this house, she has not liked me. When my roommate first described his mom to me, he would describe her as somebody who was nice and caring and would act like everybody around her is her kid. That has not been my experience. Never have I ever seen this lady walk into a room and lighten it up. But I have seen people's smiles completely drop. Like when we have cookouts here, everybody's always out there having a good time, and then when she comes downstairs and goes out there, it gets quiet. There's a reason for that. In all actuality, she doesn't treat her family that great at all. This woman is confused as to why nobody in her family really likes her, but she literally will talk to one kid to their face politely and then go to another kid and trash talk the one she just talked to, and so on and so forth, to the point where she's accidentally sent hate texts about a child to that child when she meant to send it to her other child, and then gets confused why her kids don't talk to her. Because you're a 47-year-old woman acting like a middle school girl. I didn't want to be around that when I was 12. I don't want to be around it when I'm 26. But here I am. She's living with us because she got evicted, all right? Her DoorDash isn't enough to pay her bills. In all actuality, she really does have medical conditions, just like I do, that prevent her from doing normal jobs, like working at a Walmart or, I don't know, working at a restaurant as a server. She has conditions that make her not able to do those jobs. I have issues too, which is why my job is through the internet, where I can work from home. But she thinks that I'm making it all up, so as far as I'm concerned, why don't you go get a real job so you can go get a house then? You know, that's what you tell me all the time. I'm just kidding. We're not going to be like that, even though she's really trying to make me act that way. So I was understanding of that. This woman can only DoorDash for her money, and that's not enough to stay at the place she currently lives. Her 2 other kids refuse to let her stay there. The only kid that's in good graces with her that gives an F is my best friend. So of course I'm gonna let his mom move into our spare room, our attic, and stay here. Because even though she's never been kind to me, I love my friend, and he cares about his mom. And I might not understand how you would care about a mom, because I never had that, but I want to be a good friend and support him. So yes, this woman that has disrespected me behind my back and to my face multiple times, she can move in. And you know what? I even helped her move. I took 6 hours out of my day to help her move all of her stuff from her house to a U-Haul truck to a storage unit, and then from the storage place to here. I was there in her house for 2 hours by myself, just wrapping her china in paper so that it wouldn't break when we took it to storage, okay? I took all these boxes and carried them all down the stairs while they went to get the U-Haul for 2 hours by myself. And this woman has never once apologized for anything she's ever done to me. She's never once shown remorse. She's never once felt bad. She doesn't give a crap about me. But I went out of my way to help her move into my safe space because I care about her son. And all she's done is not only threaten to my throat, but disrespect me to my face and behind my back since she's been here, guys. Let's go back to 2020, because you're probably thinking, what happened in 2020 that made this lady that your friend made out to seem like a great mom a shitty one, to you at least? In 2020, I moved into an apartment with her son, here in their hometown where he grew up and his siblings still live, and his mom, obviously. Everything was fine until she saw me post a picture on Facebook. I was on a date with this guy who I met off Bumble, and he came over to the house, and we were just drinking, having fun. He was in the photo, my best friend was in the photo, and me, and we were all smiling, and we looked kind of messed up because all of us had been drinking, including my friend. But that was it. There were no other substances taken that night other than alcohol. The next morning after the party, his mom saw the photo, and she immediately calls him while we're sitting there on the couch watching YouTube. She calls him and starts yelling so loudly that even though she's not on speaker, I can hear it. I'm not up my roommate's butt or anything either. I'm on this side of the couch, he's way on that side. We're watching TV, and I can still hear her. She's not on speaker. The TV's on, and I can still hear her make out everything she's saying because she's so loud and she's so mean. She sees that photo, and I'll admit it, my roommate cannot take good pictures, okay? Anytime my bestie's in a photo with me, he looks like he's high. I don't know what it is, but when he smiles, he always accidentally blinks, or he'll squint, or he won't look at where the camera is because he just doesn't know where it is. He doesn't know where to look. So he'll take pictures like, he really did look messed up. That I understand. You're a concerned mother. You see a photo online where your son looks messed up. I get it. Call and be concerned. But you don't call and start degrading your son's friend that's also in the photo, who's his roommate and in that house, and you know it. And you don't know if you're on speaker. You don't know where that friend is. You should be respectful enough as a 47-year-old adult to maybe not talk trash about a 21-year-old anyway, but here we are. As 21-year-old me lived and breathed in my own apartment, sitting on the couch enjoying a nice Saturday morning with my bestie, I hear his mom saying, "Why are you taking pictures with that whore? People are gonna think you're an addict. You need to move out of there. Don't sign any more leases with that dirty drug addict. I don't want you around a whore." Just saying these awful, awful names. I don't know how many times she said WHORE, but it was at least twice. It was at least twice. And then she called me an addict and this and that. And guys, I did become an addict. After my dad died, I did fall into that thing that rhymes with nugs, okay? But I've been sober for 4 years now. I quit cold turkey in December 2020 because I just wanted to do that for myself. This is June and July 2020. I had not yet done any substances. I was not into the nug scene yet. All I had that night was alcohol. How does that make me an addict? Drinking socially. In fact, I don't think I've drunk since. I cannot think of a time in the past 4 years where I've drunk since. I have not mixed a drink in this house, and I've lived here since summer 22. But yeah, I'm an addict. So imagine you're hearing that. You're being called the W word, and you're being called an addict by your best friend's mom, who you've only met once since you moved back to Bestie's hometown and had been living in that apartment, okay? And you hear her saying those words over one picture of you that you put online, having fun with your friends. And at this time, I didn't even know that she had done nugs herself when she was my age. She did so many nugs that her kids almost got taken away from her type nugs. But I start yelling back to defend myself because I'm just being called all these names by an adult middle-aged woman unfairly. And all of a sudden, I felt 12 again. And there's this parental force, authority figure that you want to like you and respect you, dehumanizing you, demeaning you as a person, calling you a whore. She doesn't even know me yet. Didn't even know me yet. Call me a whore. I hear her car. This is why I can only film throughout the day. Like, I have to stop and take breaks. There she is. There she goes. there she goes again. I just double checked that she was gone twice because I'm about to talk mad shit. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Why would she just call you the W word that rhymes with door and also an addict? Well, I'll tell you, the word that rhymes with door, I was called that because she found out that I had an OnlyFans. Do you know how many people had an OnlyFans in 2020 during COVID? Lots of us. Also, you don't even know what I was selling on there or if I actually showed anything. And besides, having an OnlyFans doesn't make you the word that rhymes with door. It doesn't. SEX work is the oldest profession in the world, and it's just as respectable as door dashing, which is what she does. It's just as respectable as content creating. It's just as respectable as working at McDonald's or being a lawyer or being a teacher. And I will on that hill. And then the reason she called me an addict before I actually became one, because I started abusing my prescription medication to cope with the fact that my dad died and no one cared. I told you guys that there was a guy that I was on a date with at that party. Well, everybody except me knew exactly who that guy was. In fact, I showed my bestie a picture of this guy before he even came over, and my best friend saw the picture and his name but didn't put two and two together until the guy walked through our door that this guy is someone he used to get babysat with long ago, and that since they've grown up, this guy has become a raging alcoholic and everybody around town knows, and he's always on nugs. But when he came there, like, he was on his best behavior because it was our first date, so I didn't see any signs of the alcoholism, any signs of nugs, because we were at my place and there weren't nugs there. Only ones that were prescribed to me, and I wasn't sharing. But she saw that photo of him next to me and my best friend, her son, and immediately thought that we were all doing nugs together. Plus, I had just moved to town. How would I know who that person is? How would I have integrated myself within 3 or 4 weeks, close enough with people to be trusted to buy nugs from them, or even know people that I'm comfortable enough with within a month to bring to my house and do nugs with them there? I'm not just bringing people back that I barely know yet. That's a story for another time. Don't trust friends you met in psych wards that their friends are normal and then let them come to your house for a sleepover, because their friends of friends can turn out to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Regardless, I had not yet been attributing any behavior that was addict worthy yet. She just saw me with someone else and immediately assumed that I'm bad and I'm corrupting her son, who's actually 2 years older than me and can make his own decisions. So even if he did do nugs, that's not my fault. But there weren't any there, so there was no reason to call me that. So when I started hearing her calling me WHORE and an addict, I flipped out. I immediately turned towards that phone and I started yelling at her, and I was like, who the hell do you think you are? Calling me names? I don't even know you. I've met you freaking once when we moved in here. How dare you call me those names? I'm your son's best friend. What the hell have I done to deserve that? And she starts going on and on about who's in the photo and how she doesn't want her son hanging around, and then she said it, doubles down on it, triples down on it, multiple times. I'm a 21-year-old autistic trying to finish their college degree whose dad just died, okay? I am not out here to harm your son, okay? I'm just here to live with your son because he's my best friend, and it's like a symbiotic thing, okay? Our bills are low, we're living together. What the hell's wrong with you? It's a picture. If you see your son with somebody that you know is not good, maybe call and ask him first, like, hey, what's this about? You don't just automatically start calling their best friend names, because again, your son is a grown man and he could have not let that guy walk through the door himself if he wanted to. I would have understood. He could have said, hey, can you have your first date somewhere else? I know this guy from childhood. I don't feel comfortable with him here. And I would have said, yeah. So after that argument, I don't like her. She doesn't like me. We don't talk for months until it's time for us to move 2 years later. I'm not even kidding you. This woman and I, we just don't really talk for like 2 years until we are moving into this house, and his mom and some family friends came over to help us. Well, my bestie's mom was afraid to drive the U-Haul alone, so I offered to ride in the passenger seat to keep her company on the road as we went to the house to unload everything. And I did that. And you know what she said? She told my roommate, and these are his words to me, you know what? Jess isn't actually that bad after all. Jess really helped calm my nerves during that drive over here. And my bestie said, yeah, Jess is actually really nice. I've been trying to tell you that. And you know what? I thought, oh my God, we've made progress. She's not going to call me the word that rhymes with door, and she's not going to call me an addict. I also learned in that time that she did a lot of nugs when she was my age. Actually, she did way more nugs for way more years. I was only on nugs for like 3 months, and then I quit cold turkey because it was ruining my life. She was on him for years. So much so that her son left at 16 to get away from her because he was tired of her and the nugs. So really, she should not be judging me for being on nugs temporarily. So again, it's just unfair to like be pointing fingers at someone else when you were there 20 years ago yourself. Well, 30. She's kind of old. We lived here for a couple months, and then her birthday came up, and I was actually invited to her birthday dinner. We went to Texas Roadhouse, and I bought a candle for her birthday. No, I didn't know that she doesn't really like to light candles. She made sure to tell me that when she opened the gift. Oh, I don't really light candles. I was taught in kindergarten to smile and say thank you, even if I don't like a gift, but I guess not this woman. Or maybe she was, but narcissists don't really care about other people's feelings. I just ignored it though, because you know what? That's just how she is. I'm learning that. After that dinner, she came for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then the 4th of July. Everything was fine. I would make small talk with her. She'd make small talk with me. As far as I'm concerned, nothing's wrong. Little do I know, though, she talks crap about me behind my back. I didn't find this out until I caught her in my own house when she was talking about me in my kitchen to my best friend, thinking that I can't hear her from one room away. We'll get there though. Fast forward to her next birthday dinner. Nothing has happened between us. I've done nothing to her. A few weeks before her birthday dinner, I make a Facebook post. I make a joke about the power going out and how we were cold for a few hours until it came back on, luckily, and how I was glad that our power went out the weekend that it did, and not the current day that I was posting on, because the day I was posting on, it's super cold. It was like 0 degrees outside. So I was like, thank God it went out last week and not today, because I couldn't even imagine not having warm heat in our house today. Well, that's when his mom commented, and she would always do this. Like when people, this was just the first time it happened to me, but if somebody posted something really random that has nothing to do with her, she will try to put her 2 cents in, make it about her, and make it negative. So she goes on my little post where I'm just joking about how I'm relieved that we got cucked with our power going out last week and not today because it's 0 degrees. And she goes, well, that's not even that bad. Even last week, I never have AC and I never have heat. Okay? I'm just making a little jokey joke about how I'm glad that we have heat today. Okay, that sucks that you don't have AC or heat, or good AC or good heat. I can't remember exactly what it was. She either had no AC or no heat, or she did but was complaining that it sucked. I don't know. I just remember the complaint at the end of the day. Like how I don't remember what I got punished for by my mom, but I remember the punishment, you know? I don't remember what I did, but I remember how much it hurt. I just remember the complaining though, from the mega complainer. I remember telling my roommate, like, why did she say that? That's just so negative and woe is me for no reason. And he told me, that was one of the first times my bestie told me, that's just something that she does. I can't promise that she won't put dumb stuff on your Facebook posts again. So if you don't want to deal with that, unadd her. I ended up leaving her on there because I thought, well, it's kind of immature to unadd her just from one little comment that may or may not have been rude. So I'm like, we'll leave her on there and we'll test the waters and see if she does it again. Well, her birthday comes around again. Now remember, we've been fine. She's been here for holidays. We've been small talking, we've been fine. Her last birthday, I went to that meal and I got her a gift. Well, this birthday, the day of comes up. My roommate and I start getting ready because he's just assuming that I'm gonna go because I went last year. Well, then his mom says she only wants family there. She only wants her kids there. So I'm like, oh, okay, I was kind of excited to eat, but like, it's not my birthday. Like, I get that. She just wants her biological kids there. Whatever. My roommate ended up telling her that I was kind of bummed, I guess, that I didn't get to go eat, which I don't like when he tells her stuff because she always makes a mountain out of a molehill, basically. So she took that as I was devastated and upset and mad at her and very jealous. And no, I was just like, oh, I was kind of looking forward to a meal out, but that's no problem. In fact, I DoorDashed that night. I was just looking forward to getting restaurant food. It's not that big of a deal. I can DoorDash it here. Go enjoy your birthday. Like, I totally get that. Be with your kids. Like, I understand that. I hate the language that my bestie uses because narcissists hear upset and take that as you're devastated, crying, angry at them over an accident. It's like, no, I wasn't upset, even the least bit emotional. I was just a bit thrown off. We planned all week to go eat out that night, and then all of a sudden, the plans for me personally changed. A little bit bummed from like the surprise of, oh, I'm not eating out this week after all. Okay. You guys get it, right? You guys get what I'm trying to say, right? Well, she takes it upon herself to be offended by that I was sad that I didn't get to go out to eat. So she goes on Facebook and makes a post. I had a really great night eating out with all of my kids. The only people that were truly missing tonight were blank and blank, and lists people that aren't even her kids. So you know what? Turns out she did invite other people that aren't even her kids. They just couldn't come. And she went out of her way to let me know that the only people that were missing were those two. But not me. Not me though. And to this day, my roommate thinks that she meant nothing by that. Yes, she did. And that's when I'm going to insert a little tidbit here. This didn't all just happen the same day, okay? I didn't tell my roommate that I was a bit bummed that I didn't get to go out to eat until a week later. Isn't it kind of odd? The same day that I let my roommate, my bestie, know that I was a bit bummed, not an hour later, that Facebook post is made. And it's been a week since her birthday. She did that on purpose because all along she's been like this to people behind my back and I didn't know it. Her other children and the family friends that my bestie has, she's like this all the time in text and in person when I'm not around, complaining about every little thing that I do. I'm not even exaggerating, okay? It's been hell living with this woman. So I'm over here trying to become one of the family with my bestie because he has other friends he's known since elementary that are like built-in brothers at this point. I want that too because I don't really have a family, so I'm trying to find my family. And I'm wondering why I can't connect with these people, why they don't include me on things or invite me all the time. And it's because she's running her mouth about me behind my back. There's no way I can get other people to like me if somebody is just in their ears spreading a bunch of lies like we're in middle school, dude. I haven't dealt with this since middle school or online Tumblr Discord bullshit. Okay, what am I living? My roommate says that everyone knows how his mom is. If they all know how she is, why are they taking what she says about me so seriously? And I will get there because some of the things she complains about me, they just don't make sense and they're not even true. and they've gotten worse since she's been here, and it's really hard for me to take this. So yes, I did. After that Facebook post where she made sure that I knew that I was purposely excluded and not wanted there for whatever reason, I removed her from my Facebook. Because I don't want that, okay? I grew up with that with my mom for years. I don't need that from my bestie's mom. Fuck off. Months passed though, okay? This was her birthday. Months passed to Christmas again. Thanksgiving and Christmas. She comes over for Thanksgiving. I kind of mind my business. Don't really go around anybody. I end up just babysitting my bestie's nephew, okay? I just hang out with the kids. That's what I do. I hang out with the kids at the party or the pets, okay? Christmas comes though, and my best friend's mom gets me a gift. So I got her a gift. I knew the gift was coming because my bestie let me know that she bought something off my Amazon list, and I thought, oh, I wasn't expecting that, but that's so nice. Maybe this is her way of apologizing for the birthday stunt from hell. So I bought her a gift too. Gifts, actually. And things seemed fine. We were fine. No problems here. You got me a Christmas gift. Obviously, I must not be an enemy because I've never bought my enemy a Christmas present. So again, I think we're good. You know, she's never once apologized for anything. Okay, now neither have I at this point, but I'm not a problem yet, okay? I'm not the problem yet. I've only been the problem once. We'll get there. Fast forward to spring, okay? This is about March, April when this occurred, and I'm still mad about this. I'll be mad about this probably forever because it doesn't take me energy to be mad about stuff. It does not take me energy to hate you. In fact, I enjoy it. It's my special interest. This isn't healthy, but I go back in my head all the time and I can think of somebody that upset me when I was in kindergarten. I'm looking at you, Matthew, for telling everybody I was the meanest girl in class. Anyway, spring comes and she needs a place to shower because I guess just like the heating and cooling in that slumlord's house that she was in, she didn't have water either. I don't know. Yeah, come here and shower. Like, I'm not gonna let you stink. I don't care how much we don't get along. Like, at the end of the day, this is her son's house, so he has the say, and I didn't care at the end of the day. Like, yeah, let her go shower. I'll just be doing my own thing. She shouldn't say much to me, like, just go shower and leave. And so that happened a few times. She would come and shower and leave, and come and shower and leave. Well, the third time is when all hell broke loose because I'm sitting in the living room after welcoming her into the house. I actually scrubbed the whole tub shower down for her just so it would be clean for her when she came, and I set out the Epsom salts because I know she likes to take baths, and I said, you can use the Epsom salts if you want to. I even showed her this cute little craft that I was working on or excited to start working on, and she talked to me about it and was nice to my face. So I'm in the living room at that point minding my business. My roommate's in the kitchen washing dishes because I had just got done doing laundry and vacuuming, so he was doing the dishes because that's usually how we do it. I'm autistic. I have sensory issues with water. We don't have a dishwasher, so a lot of the times he'll do any dishes that we don't end up doing ourselves, and usually we do wash after ourselves. I'm more likely to do it because he works a lot and will leave his stuff in there, but he gets to it eventually, and that's our system. I don't nag him. He doesn't nag me because I know he'll eventually get to his dishes, and he knows that I don't mean to leave any of mine if I don't do them right away. It's about understanding each other's limits and accepting them, respecting them, and helping aid the rest of the way. That's how we've always been. It's symbiotic. Our best friendship is symbiotic. What's wrong with that? Well, I overhear this woman say, I don't understand how you don't say something about it. I just don't get it. I know you. You always have something to say. I don't know why you don't say anything about this. So I'm like, say anything about what? What is she talking about? So I get up off the couch and I do this. And I creep into the dining room and I do this and I'm listening and I hear her going on about the dishes. She's going on about the dishes and saying that she can't believe that I don't clean anything around the house, that the kitchen is that dirty and how it's all my fault, and that I'm disgusting and a pig, and how she doesn't understand how her son doesn't say something to me about it. Now, mind you, this woman has only been around on holidays when nobody's doing any cleaning because it's already clean. We've cleaned before she even got there, so she doesn't see what I do. And when she comes to shower, it's between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. at night. I do all my cleaning when I wake up in the morning, okay? I wake up at 7 a.m. on the dot every day because that's when my body tells me I gotta go number 2, like clockwork every day. It's between 6 and 7 a.m. All right, I'm up. And so between 7 and 12, when I have my coffee, that's when I do most of my cleaning. So yeah, at 8 o'clock, when you come over to shower, those 3 random times that you did, I was sitting on my ass on the couch because it's 8 o'clock at night. My roommate's in there doing the dishes because he has a day job, unlike me, who is a freelancer and can do my cleaning whenever I feel like it. He can only do it at a certain time. That was his one task for the week. That honestly, my roommate does like only a few things around the house. Dishes and mowing the yard, okay? And the dishes only happen when we get behind on them, when somebody's sick or we're just having a lot of sensory issues or we just don't have time. I do so many things around the house. I vacuum, I flip the laundry, I put the laundry away, I separate the laundry, I scoop all the litter boxes, I dump all the litter out, I take the litter boxes outside and I scrub them, I mop the floors, I sweep the floors, I sweep the porch, I take the trash out, I take the trash out to the end of the driveway, I bring it back, I go out and get the mail, I take my dog out 3 times a day, I take my dog out on a walk, I take care of both fish tanks. I feed them every day, and once a week I rinse off all the filters and I take them out. I also do water changes once a month on both tanks. I could go on and on. I dust off countertops, I spot clean, I clear off my roommate's desk, I throw away trash of his, I throw away cups of his, I put away plates of his in the sink, which is probably why she thinks that the sink is always full, because she comes at night after I've already cleared off all of her son's stuff and put him in the sink for him to clean easier when he gets time. Not everything in the sink is mine automatically. There's 2 people here and your son is one of them. We don't have a problem with the way things are, but you clearly do, and you don't even live here. Why do you care? If your son had a problem, he would say something, but he hasn't said something because he doesn't have a problem. It's just you. So when I hear that, I'm in there like flies on shit. We're letting you come over here and use our water to shower and our products to shower and our towels to dry your wet ass, and you're gonna really run your mouth about what I do and don't do in my own house? How dare you? You're only here at 7, 8 o'clock at night. When do you think I clean? 7, 8 o'clock at night? No. And that's when she looks at me, and even though she's caught red-handed, I overheard you talking shit in my own house when we're doing you a kindness when you don't deserve it, quite frankly. I hear you talking crap about me in my kitchen, because that's my kitchen. I pay half the bills for that kitchen to function, okay? And you're gonna look at me and say, well, I wasn't just talking about the dishes, I was talking about the whole house. Me and her son had just spent 2 hours before she got there deep cleaning the house, which didn't even need that much cleaning because we were afraid that she would make a comment like that, okay? Now, I didn't know the comment was just gonna be about me being dirty. I thought she would think that we're dirty as a whole. And the reason I thought this, because around this time, she accidentally sent her other son a paragraph text about how his house is filthy and gross, and she can't believe he lives like a disgusting pig to him. She meant to send it to her daughter. I didn't mean to insult you to your face. I meant to do it behind your back. And now that son won't talk to her. She's sad that she can't see her grandson, but he doesn't want her around. I wonder why. But it's woe is me. She's the victim here. But it's better that I get it out behind their back than let it build up. You don't talk crap about people behind their back. That's something people do in grade school, okay? When I have a problem with my friend, I would run and cry to another friend. When I'm in 4th grade, when you're an adult, you have a problem with somebody, you go up to them and say, hey, I don't like that you do blank. As unreasonable as it sounds, can you help me out here? We're adults, we can come to but no, this is a narcissist, so everybody else is the problem, and everybody else is to blame for everything that goes wrong in her life but her. Your son not wanting to talk to you is all your fault because you mocked the way his house looks. And honestly, I've been inside the house she lived in before, and she let a dog pee on a floor for months. The floorboards were so soaked with this urine that you could smell it the moment you opened the door downstairs. And the floors were like welded up like this. Like, it's like it had been raining on the floor for months continuously and no one ever dried it. Like, I can't even explain to you. You know what cardboard looks like after a while when you just pour water on it and it kind of like bubbles up? That's what the floorboards were doing from dog pee, okay? And she had 2 other cats that she let live in that room, locked in that room with no way out. The dog would pee and poo on itself and she wouldn't even take it out or get anybody else to take it out. She let her minor child live in the bedroom in the back while that dog was urinating there on the floor, while her daughter breathed in the fumes. My door's closed. I'm on this side. I don't smell it as bad. Who cares if my daughter's in the pee room? I do. They all blame it on his sister because, well, that's the sister's dog. And then she moved out to get away from the mom and left the dog there. Take the dog to the shelter. I don't care if your kid will get mad at you for taking the dog to the shelter. The kid clearly doesn't care about it. She abandoned it with her mom for a year and a half to live in a room of its own pee and poo. She clearly doesn't care about it. Take it to the shelter or give it away. That's unfair for the dog, that's unfair for the cats, and that's unfair for you to breathe in. She claims that she has all these health problems, probably because you've been breathing in pee, dog pee, for years. Let's think here for a minute, but she'll go on and on about how dirty our house is. Yeah, sure. We don't leave pee just sitting there. If any of my pets have an accident, we buy the $20 products to spray and dab it up, where I'm immediately picking it up, and the moment I know about it, I pick it up without complaint. Without complaint. Yeah, that's right. You heard me, because I know she's going to be watching this. Because that's just a fact of life. You have pets, they might make accidents sometimes. They're going to make messes. You clean it up. It's just like having a baby. You got to change his dirty diaper sometimes, okay? In this instance, though, I was able to scream at her and take myself upstairs. Because I knew if I walked into that kitchen or if I got any closer to her and she continued to talk to me like that, I was swinging. I yelled back at her, we cleaned for 2 hours before you even showed up here. I did my part. What do you think I'm gonna clean at 8 o'clock p.m.? No. I'm sitting on my couch like a normal person watching TV at 8 o'clock at night. I'm not lazy and you have no right to call me that. And I stormed and I went upstairs. And I'm pretty sure I called her a dumb bitch as I walked away too. And I stand by that. Anybody that talks about somebody behind their back is a dumb bitch. I remember that night after that whole thing happened, she acted all sad and mopey after her shower, as she went to walk out the door. She was like, all right, well, I guess I'll just go now. Like, shut up. Not you playing victim. You're the one that opened your big blab and had to talk about somebody that's a room away, and now you're shocked that they were upset? Get over yourself. Can you tell I don't like this woman? Now, we don't talk to each other for a month. A month goes by, and I'm starting to feel kind of bad because you know why? Because my roommate's telling me that it's not looking good with his mom's living situation, and none of the other kids want to house her because would you? So it looks like she's going to be stuck here because for some reason my roommate refuses to see what everybody else can see, that this woman isn't worth his time. Maybe that's projection because I didn't have a close relationship with my parents, but look at your other two siblings, especially the older brother. The older brother has 2 extra rooms in his house. We didn't. That is an attic. That is a spare room. It was not ready for somebody. Her son had 2 rooms that somebody could sleep in, okay? Why is she here? Okay, there's a reason for that. Maybe you want to discount my opinion because she's treating me like crap, so of course I'm not going to think she's a good parent, or, well, I have trauma with mine, so I just think all parents are bad. Whatever, cast me aside. But your 2 siblings, they had to grow up with her too. Because all I'm going to say is you don't just leave at 16 all because someone's in your ear. My mom thought that the whole divorce happened because my dad was in my ear. No, it's the narcissist pushing the minor child to leave, to flee to the safety of his girlfriend's family because he's got to get away from your drug addict. But it's not my place to tell my friend not to care or not care about his mom. He has been there for me a lot, okay? When I went through I made a lot of mistakes after my dad died, and this guy has stuck by me. So the least I can do is wrap my mind around this woman who has treated me like crap, is to find a way to let that go and allow her to live here. Because it's not my house. Yeah, I pay my half, but it's still his, so that's what he gets to keep over me. And I have offered to leave, but he doesn't want me to because he doesn't think I'm ready, which I'm probably not. So I'm trying to wrap my mind around her potentially moving in within the next 4 to 6 weeks, right? Like, it's coming. Like, this woman that doesn't like me is going to be living in my safe space for who knows how long. It could be 2 months. It could be 2 years because she's trying to get into HUD housing. April me was trying to prepare myself because I want to do this for my bestie, okay? I don't like his mom, but he's done a lot for me. I want to do for him. I'm going to shove this giant red horse pill of my bestie's mom down my throat without water, and I'm going to take it like a man. And while I'm in the midst of doing that, my roommate wrecks my car. A deer hit him. Not the other way. The deer was suicidal. It hit him. I'm not mad at him about this deer anymore, but at the time, it was a lot. My narcissistic mom, Linda, has been in my ear like all this time since she found out that I let my bestie drive my car whenever he needs it, that he's gonna wreck it and not to let him drive it. And I'm not gonna get into the semantics of it all because I'm not trying to incriminate anybody here. She just didn't want him to drive it for very understandable reasons, because if he gets in an accident, like, we're all cooked here. Like, we're mega cooked here. Like, he can't wreck my car. At least, definitely not with somebody else, but in this case, it was a deer. So, like, thank God the deer can't file a report. But my roommate walks in and he tells me, I just wrecked your car. A deer hit me. I just wrecked your car. I'm okay, but I wrecked your car. It's like silent for 15 or 20 seconds. And I'm trying to process and I say, okay, where is the car hurt? Because I'm not worried about him. Like, he's standing in front of me, completely looking fine. He said to himself that he's not hurt. So I'm just like, okay, how bad's the car hurt? He tries to tell me, oh, it's just the front to the left. It's just the front to the left. But we're going to have to call your mom because we need the number for the insurance place, because my mom, Linda, has the insurance. I don't even know the name. So now not only is my car wrecked, but I have to deal with my narcissistic mom, where this is the one tie to my life that she has. She pays my car insurance, guys. She swore up and down, please, please, please let me pay your car insurance. Your dad would want me to do that. Please just let me do it. I'm your mom. And you know what? My car insurance was $200 a month because I had gotten like 4 tickets during college. So I'm like, yeah, please put me under yours and pay that so I don't have to pay $220 a month at freaking State Farm. Where's Jake when I need him? Because he seemed like such a friendly, honest guy. You're robbing me blind. $220 a month. What the hell? Yeah, mom, please put me on your... So I'm thinking like, oh God, like this is her wet dream. I need her. Oh my God, it's over. So right when I'm about to start spiraling over the idea of we have to call my mom, we have to talk to my mom and tell her that we need something from her, the narcissist, oh my God, his phone rings. And you know who it is? It's his mom. Before I even have the chance to process that how hurt my car is, because I haven't even seen it with my eyes yet. I don't even know what my car looks like. It could be totaled. It could be not. I don't know, because my roommate hasn't even had the chance to tell me much yet. My bestie, he's barely got a word out because I'm processing. I asked reasonable questions. Oh, how bad does it hurt? Oh, it just seems like it's the front left. Like, I'll show you. Like, I don't think it's too bad, but we'll have to, like, look at it together because it's kind of dark. So he doesn't know for sure, but we're gonna have to call your mom. That's the last thing he said to me. So I'm like, we don't know how bad it is. We have to call my mom. We don't know how bad it is. We have to call my mom. We have to call my mom. We have to call my... What? My life is over. And then his phone rings and his mom answers and she's already yelling on the other line. I don't even know what she's yelling on the other line. She was freaking out because she thought that he was like... I guess he messaged her right after it happened and said, I just hit a deer. And she immediately thought he was dead. How would he be texting you if he was dead? Or if he was severely injured, how is he gonna text at all? Obviously he's okay. Or he would have included that in the text. Hey, I just hit a deer, call 911. That wasn't in the text. But she was like, I guess spam calling him the whole way home, but he wanted to tell me first because it's my car. Duh. He's a 28-year-old man. He doesn't have to tell mommy first just because a deer bumped the front of the car. But she didn't know that yet. She took the leap that, oh my God, my son's like severely injured. He must be dying. He's dying on the road. So I'm going to call and freak out and make it about me. And my roommate, who was just in a car accident, has to calm down his mother. And while that's happening, while he's trying to calm her down and she's just yelling on the phone, which is also overstimulating me, making me more anxious, I start to get upset and I say, can you please hang up the phone with her? You weren't done with me. And my roommate holds up the finger like this and I start to get more worked up. No, like, she can wait. You're obviously fine. Like, this is my car. She can freaking wait. Okay, wait her turn. This is not her place to be freaking out right now. You are fine. She can hang up so you can explain to me what's wrong with my car so we can actually go out there and look, because again, I still haven't seen my own car yet. I do not know how effed my car is, and his mom is making it about her. So I try to tell my roommate again, hey, like, I understand she's freaking out, but you're obviously fine. Can you please hang up? He walks out the door talking to his mom. So I'm just like, oh my God. I'm giving him 2 minutes to like finish up with her or I'm gonna lose it. So I'm waiting inside for 2 minutes while he finishes the call. He's still not back in the house, so I just get up and I open the front door and I peer out there and he's over way by my car looking at it, still on the phone with his mom. Why are you debriefing your mom on the damage to my car? Get back in here and talk to me about my car. I'm first. She can wait. You are not dying in the street. You are standing in front of me completely fine. The only one not fine is me because no one's giving me context on what's wrong with my effing car. So I start telling him, can you please get back in here? Finally, he comes back in like several minutes later. His mom is still on the phone. The first thing he says to me is, we need to tell your mom that you were driving the car. And I'm like, what? No, you are not ruining my life by telling my mom that I was the one driving. She's more likely to help us and call the insurance if you're the one driving. Do not ruin my life and lie about who is driving that car. You're gonna ruin my life. Stop ruining my life. I'm starting to spiral. Like, do not incriminate me as the bad driver. That's what she wants. For all I know, she's paying for it so something does happen and she can pull it out from under us and say, I'm not helping you. I don't know how this stuff works. I'm thinking she was waiting for this to happen just to go and cancel it right away before we can even call him. Like, I'm like, no, don't say it was me. Say it was you. Well, his mom, all she hears is, you're gonna ruin my life. So she starts freaking out on me. All I heard her say before I was typing her number was, what was that, you dumb bitch? And that's when my roommate literally had to pull the phone away from his ear because she's being a psycho. We finally get her off the phone, but I remember exactly what I said to her. Learn your place. She responds to that with a bunch of bad names, calling me an R-word B, a lazy mother effer, shut the F up, don't tell me what I can and can't do with my son, you're good for nothing lazy ASS, go and get a real job, you ruined my son's house, you never clean up after yourself, you're white trash, just all this stuff. She told me that I didn't even care that my best friend was alive, which I don't know where you get that idea. And I remember messaging back, oh, is that how you really feel? And she goes, yeah, you R-worded B. Okay. And she goes on and on about how she's never liked me and always thought this and da-da-da-da-da. And it's just like, wow. So like the cards are all on the table now. Like, this is how you've really felt all this time. So any of the times where I was included on Christmas or she was small talking me, that's just her faking it, right? Being nice to your face and then looking for things to complain about to other people when you're not around. That's who she is. And this is me dealing with it for the first time because she overheard a conversation that wasn't meant for her and thought I was just straight up telling her son, you're gonna ruin my life. I was saying, if you tell my mom this is all on me, you're gonna ruin my life. You're gonna ruin this whole thing I got going here of her paying for my shit, of her paying for my stuff. Please tell her that it was you. Don't make me look at fault. But we go back and forth for a bit and I end up blocking her number because she says, I can't remember exactly what else she said. I just know it was just more insults about me being lazy, me not having a real job, even though I make way more doing my not real job than she does with hers. Just because I'm not sitting at a desk doesn't make it not real. I don't have to sit at a desk for my job to be real. People can work from home. It's called remote. You wouldn't know though. The only remote she knows her way around is the TV remote because that's all she sits and does is watches TV in that room. She calls me lazy. She doesn't come out of there until 5 p.m. I'm here all day, every day. I got agoraphobia. I work at my computer downstairs. She doesn't come out until 5 p.m. But I'm lazy. I do more before 5 p.m. than she does after she gets up at 5 p.m. I remember the last thing that I said to her was, good luck finding a place because you're not living here. Because I was adamant at that point, that woman is not setting foot here. I don't care that it's your house. I'm going. Like this, I'm not living with that. And my roommate and I had to have a lot of long conversations. And the only reason I'm still here is because he did a lot for me in 2020. Nobody else stayed, but he did. So I can put up with his mom for him, even though her own kids can't stand her, other than my roommate who's just a people pleaser. He's too nice, okay? He can't throw her out on the street. That's all he says. I can't throw her out on the street. If he could throw her into another house right now, he would. So again, this happens, and I have to wrap my mind around the fact, again, that this woman is going to be living here. So I'm like, all right, I don't know yet that I'm dealing with a narcissist, so I still think I can people please my way to success. If I do a bunch of nice positive things, she's only going to have a bunch of nice positive things to say, right? No, you dummy. But I really believe that, so I'm like, all right, bet. It's time for her to move in. It's 6 weeks later. It's time for her to move in. I'm gonna help her move. Her own 2 other kids, again, refused to help her move. So it was just gonna be my bestie all by himself, and I could not do that to him. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go help this woman move. Even though all she's done is tear down my character and put me down and treat me like the dirt she walks on. I'm gonna help her move into my safe space. So help me God. So now we're in May of 2024 and I'm helping this lady move. I think I'm gonna have to put this in 2 parts and put the throat comment and our actual fight in part 2 because this is getting really long and I'm a bit winded, but we're gonna continue with the next spiciest part to lead up to the big fight. So moving day comes, I help her move. It takes us like 7 hours because it's just me and my bestie and his 4'9" mom who can't lift shit, okay? Can't lift 20 pounds. Eventually, some family friends come and help, but they don't come until way at the end. But they were still a bit of help. Like, I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm complaining, but not about that. Before she even got here, I cleaned out that whole room myself. I went and bought Rubbermaid's. I packed up all of our attic, organized it, put it into a closet. My bestie lost one of his closets so we could store our stuff there to make room for her. And then I vacuumed the floor and I mopped the floor. All for her and her 2 cats. When she walked in, I had a gift basket waiting for her. I spent $70 on a welcome basket because I was trying to put myself in her shoes. If I have to move into a place where someone lives there that I haven't really got along with, I'm gonna feel nervous and uncomfortable and a bit resentful. What would make me feel better? A welcome basket. So I spent $70 at Walmart making this amazing welcome basket. It started with a laundry basket. So she has something to carry her clothes down in and back up. And I put like a blanket in there. I put a loofah. I put some body washes and some perfumes. I put Epsom bath salts and I put bubble bath stuff. Like it was basically all so she could have a nice spa day. You know, I put face masks in there. We had bath bombs. We had all of it. That was my form of apology. That was my way of bridging the awkwardness, okay? And even in person, I apologize. I was like, listen, I don't want any bad blood between us. I just want to move forward. I'm sorry for anything in the past. Yeah, I'd like to move forward too. Notice that I didn't get an apology. Okay, it's the next day, guys. Wanted to make that a little more fun for us all. This story has become so long that I'm gonna split it up into part 2. Does my hair look okay? I don't know if this is any better, but this is what we're gonna roll with. This video is gonna be so long to edit. It's probably gonna be 30 minutes by the time I'm done editing it. I don't wanna know what it is raw. So the good part's gonna be next week when I talk about our fight and then when she threatened to we're gonna get to that next week. So if you guys want to see that, please tune in next week, Friday at 3 or Saturday at noon. I don't know, I'll surprise you. Until then, please hit that follow button, leave a comment below, like the video, all that jazz, because it really does help me. Thank you so much. If you don't do that, I'm just kidding. You don't really have to, although you're an MVP if you do. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you next week. Bye!